Please use a licensed electrician for this installation. This is a 12-volt light. A 12-volt transformer must be used with this light and is not included. Do not attempt to connect this light to 110 volt or 120 volt as it'll blow out the light. Prior to the install, please review the parts list that is on the back of the instruction sheet that came with your light. If you find that any parts should be missing, you can reach out to us at info@nomoregreen.com. Hey, all you pool lovers out there, this is Doug, No More Green Technologies, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install your wall mount pool light along with the support bracket. Now, prior to the install, we want to assemble the support bracket and also the pool light bracket. That's a lot to say, but I think I got it. So what we want to do is come on in and let's get to it. So what we have here is the bag of goodies that came with your light. Now, I don't mean gummy bears or jelly beans. What I mean is nuts and bolts and things. Not too exciting, but necessary. So I've taken the parts out of here already to save some time, and I've installed them onto the support bracket. So you can see these are just spare parts over here in case you need them for some other reason. But the bolts, the nut, end cap, you got a locking washer and a regular washer. You want to do the same thing on both sides. Over here, we have the pool light bracket. Now, when your light comes, this is going to be attached to your pool light. So to take it off of the pool light, you need to loosen this screw and it'll come off and release from the hinge. So you got your beveled bolts or screws, your two beveled screws, and you got your little nuts here on the back. All right, so what happens is once you have those in there, and you want to be sure that these are on the flat side of the support bracket, not the side with the hinge and the screw. So what you want to do is you want to adjust these screws so this support bracket will slide in place. And as you can see, I did this on purpose to where they are not loose enough and it's not locking down. So what you want to do is release these screws until they will slide in place. Adjust them, I mean, not release them, but here. And see, there you go. So that just slid in place. And then you want to tighten these two nuts on the back. And there you have it. So now when you go to install this in your pool, you already have everything set and it'll make it easier. So again, release it, pull it up, and there you go. So I'll be back in a flash and we'll install this into the pool opening. And I'm back. Now I want to mention that unless you have gills like a fish, you're going to want to drain the water down underneath, just slightly under the hole, so you can have access to this. Now, all this light, cable, everything is waterproof, so if you want to attempt it, go under the water and do it that way. It can certainly be done, but might want to rent some scuba gear to get that taken care of. But let me come around and show you how we're going to do this install. So here we have the bracket, as we previously discussed. And I did want to mention previously that these bolts, when you try to put them into this bracket, it's going to be a really tight fit, and there's a reason behind that, because we don't want this being loose once it's tightened down. So to get these bolts into this bracket, you're going to want to, use a socket wrench or use a regular wrench to get them started, and they will go through the hole, but at first it's going to be a pretty tight fit. So without further ado, here we want to measure the pool hole opening using a ruler, and then you want to adjust the bracket just slightly less than that length. And you want to try to have equal distances, again, so when this is in there, it's centered in the opening. So I have already taken care of that, and you can see I'm able just to slip this in here, just enough to where I just have to do a little bit of tightening here. I can use my hand at first, and then you can use the socket wrench, give it a few twists. You don't have to overdo it because it'll stay in there, so that's pretty tight. And then you want to tighten go ahead and tighten this nut to lock it in. Now I've already tightened the bottom nut, so the only one I'm adjusting is the top one, because I know I already have this centered based on the diameter of the pool opening. So once I have that in there, you want to rotate this around. So as we talked about, the two holes that we're going to line up with the light bracket, and they're going to snap down into that area right there. You want to bring this out just slightly, and you can adjust it a little bit with your hand, get it just right. And then we're going to take the light, Now I've already attached the pool light bracket as we discussed earlier because you removed it to put the smaller screws in, and I've reattached it now and I've put the screw back in to lock in this bracket. And now this part just takes a little bit of effort to line up the holes as you did previously, like so. And once you have the holes lined up, you just push down and they will go down into those grooves as we previously discussed, and then you have it. So now your pool light is installed. You just have to hook up the cable, fill your pool back up with water, and you're good to go. So thanks for joining, and if you have any questions, as always, reach out to us at nomoregreen.com, and we're always here to help. Thank you.